Everyone. Tonight I'm going to share part of my journey. Part of my journey of how I've ended up here. I was born in South Africa into a very loving Christian family. I have a sister Liesel who is 4 years younger. We were both baptised as children and went to Sunday school while in South Africa. When I was 9 we immigrated to New Zealand, and after 4 years we came to Australia. Up until year 11, I attended church with my parents, and around that time I'd lost interest and felt no connection to the church. After year 12, I moved up to Brisbane to study at UQ, where I lived on campus, and then share housing with friends for 4 years. None of my close school or university friends were Christian, and I didn't attend church or read the Bible during that time. I then graduated and bought a round-the-world ticket to do a ski season and travel the world with some friends. Unfortunately, early on in the ski season I broke the lower part of my right leg and had surgery in America. I decided to stick it out and continue travelling. Once the ski season was finished, I ended up in London, and I worked for a little while to earn some money for the next trip. And in the meantime, I met a range of people from all over the world. 3 months into my trip, or my time in London, I rolled my right ankle, and which was still a bit weak from recovering from the leg break, and I fractured a small bone in my foot. I decided to pack things up and come home. For me, that year recovering had challenges and frustrations. I had more surgery to remove the metal plate from my leg, and as a consequence I couldn't be as active as I normally am. I also struggled with shin splints for a few years afterwards. I felt depressed for about 6 months after the high of travelling and having to deal with a seemingly massive setback that couldn't allow me to run. In hindsight, this was God at work, and I can see it as a cornerstone of my journey. At this stage I was back on the Gold Coast. My mum had always told me to have quiet time, and when I went walking with her she shared with me her walk with God, little moments that she had or things that she'd heard at church or read. In the beginning I'd listen but wouldn't really respond much. But despite my unenthusiasm, she didn't stop sharing and often reminded me to slow down and have quiet time, which I didn't really understand at the time. But I did wonder where all the joy came from. My mum and dad gave me a study Bible, which I started reading every few days. 2 weeks later, Mum then gave me a devotional book. The first daily devotional referred to Matthew 11 verse 28. This was exactly where I'd left off while attempting to read the New Testament from start to finish. A coincidence? I was blown away by this God moment, as small as it may seem. After having completed my university degree and having travelled independently, I was still searching for something. I had lots of friends. I got an assistant valuation job with a company I always wanted to work for. I bought a little unit. I enjoyed living on the Gold Coast lifestyle, but I still wasn't satisfied. I was invited to attend New Life in September 2009. I met some great people my age who attended church. I started attending a small group and found that over the last 2 years my heart has softened and I've discovered a relationship with God. Growing up through school, I was good at sport and didn't need to work too hard in schoolwork to do well. I didn't ever have to rely on anyone but myself to get me through. I've come to realise that a person can't always rely on oneself. We're going to go through tough times, and there will be times when we don't have the strength, but only God can give us that strength. So today I wanted to publicly share my reaffirmation of baptism. With God's grace, I leave my life behind and hand it all over to the Lord. And I'll just leave you with that coincidental verse which I stumbled upon in Matthew 11 verse 28. And it was, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." Thank you.